Hi guys, I'm back with another YouTube video. I wanted to come on here and I picked this topic because I know that a lot of people are probably stuck or trapped in a house with someone, and even though you love them, you guys are having disagreements or there's arguments that have happened, and it could be boyfriend girlfriend situation, or it could just be like a family member's parents, kids, siblings, or whatever. We have arguments with each other. That's just the way it is. But right now, I think that this is going to be leaning more towards the relationship topics, but it may apply to you too, you know. So I always think that it's important that a lot of us realize that when we are having a disagreement with someone, number one, what you're trying to get across isn't going to be understood if it's delivered in a rude manner or in a really aggressive manner. I know that we've seen memes all over social media that have said it's the way that you deliver it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And it is true. And I think that we need to really take the time and evaluate where our energy is coming from when we're expressing ourselves to the next person that you're having a disagreement with. And ask yourself, are your motives right? Do you really want to be heard, or do you just want to win the argument? If you on the inside really think that you want to win the argument, then you're obviously the petty one in the argument or the situation. Whether that person is wrong or right, I think it's best that you have an understanding on how you are delivering your message. And if you have decided that you don't want to evaluate how you're delivering the message, like if you're yelling and you don't want to stop yelling because you just feel like yelling because you just feel like being petty, and then there may be an ego issue there that you may have. So you have to really pay attention to your delivery, and especially how bad do you want your message to come across. If you want it to come across and you want them to hear you and understand your point of view, then it's going to be in your best interest to deliver it in a calmer tone. Sounds pretty simple, but a lot of people have trouble doing that when they are what do they call it, ego trip. Okay. And I'm just saying, like, there's so much wasted time and energy that goes into arguments when you can't get your point across because you would rather make that person feel bad. Do you want to make them feel bad by yelling and being rude, or do you actually want them to understand you? You have two options when you are in a disagreement with someone. Do you want to be petty and right and make sure you win the argument and always have a really good comeback? That's being petty. Or do you actually want them to understand you? And I think that those are really, really two different things, and people go two different ways when they're in a disagreement with someone. Think about it. And this could also go in a relationship. This could go with your siblings, your brothers and sisters. This could go with your best friends or anything like that. Are you choosing to be petty, or are you choosing to be heard? Those are your options. And this is going to help you. This is going to help you to communicate with the person. This is going to also help you to diffuse the situation, because it encourages the other person to calm down and talk to you in a healthier, more understanding manner as well. When you actually decide to go the route of communicating in a polite way rather than being petty, because being petty or being loud and aggressive or being what's the other word I was looking for? Sarcastic is going to encourage the other person to do all those things as well, which in turns comes back and only makes you even more mad when they start doing the exact same thing to you that you're doing to them. And so it's a circle of pride and ego, and no one wants to take the the high road. Like, no one actually wants to do the hard work of evaluating their situation and their motives and asking themselves, am I really communicating in a way that I should for this person to really understand me? If you are talking to someone or in a disagreement with someone and they continue to go, and after you've tried to say, I'm going to talk to this person calmly and in a non-sarcastic way, and they continue to try to manipulate the conversation, and they don't want to communicate in a polite way, then that is usually when it's time to walk away and let it be what it is. Maybe you can send them a text message later or whatever it is, but it's way better to say nothing at all than to say something out of character, because you can never really take your words back. And whenever it comes to a relationship situation, I think that a lot of people who are dealing with a spouse, a partner, a girlfriend, or a boyfriend, when you're constantly in a disagreement with them and you don't know why, and you feel like they're nagging me, or they're always picking at me, or I could just do anything that I do makes them mad. I was just telling my friend this the other day. Sometimes, believe it or not, in relationships, when the other person is naggy and just, it feels like that whatever you do annoys them, sometimes it could possibly be that they're unhappy with themselves or with their own lives. Some guys get like that and they get frustrated at their wife, girlfriend, and they are only upset because they can't maintain or normal relationship. They cannot maintain being the perfect husband or a good boyfriend or a good father to their kids, because they wish that they could. Let's just say that they're mad at themselves and their life choices and decisions more than they are mad at you, if that makes any sense. They get frustrated and they take their anger out on you, but a lot of times people are more mad at the decisions that they've made in their own lives, and sometimes they hate themselves. Let's just be honest. Sometimes people hate themselves and are unhappy with who they are as a person. If a man is always nagging his wife or angry or treating his kids bad, a lot of times, especially if he's cheated in the past and he broke her heart or disappointed her, a lot of times he's way more frustrated and disappointed in himself than he is at his woman, and he has no one else to take his aggression out on. He can't take it out on himself. He might self-sabotage himself by taking drugs or drinking too much and things like that excessively, and then the other part of him taking his aggression out is on you, his wife. He may argue with you or fight with you because he's just unhappy and he can't figure out why he just can't live a normal, healthy life and not cheat on his wife or be a good father, and that he's ruining everything. He may just be a little disappointed and misguided. Not every person in the world has the best guidance growing up. Not every man in the world is going to have the best example as a father growing up. This can be a major frustration in a lot of men's lives when they grow up and get into a marriage. And a lot of times when they get frustrated and they can't figure out how to function in a relationship or be a good husband or father, it can come out as being really, really angry, and your wife and your girlfriend or whoever are going to think that it's their fault and why you're mad at them. It happens all the time, and it's sad because, like I tell women, oh, it's not your fault. He is probably frustrated. He's mad at himself that he can't function in a normal household. Like his neighbor, Thomas, down the street. He's frustrated, and it's okay. But when you feel that and you really recognize that, that's when it's time to get help. And recognizing it first is going to be the first step in making a huge change in the right direction. And on the other hand, if a woman oftentimes continues to be naggy and she is constantly in a bad mood, she could also be unhappy too. I'm not saying that people don't have disagreements in relationships, because no one's the same and we're going to bicker a little bit. But when you realize that it's a pattern and then it's consistent and someone is consistently unhappy or always nagging, from a woman's perspective, I've noticed that sometimes a woman can be unhappy with herself too. Maybe she just doesn't feel sexy. If she's put on any type of weight gain can make a woman feel uncomfortable and undesirable, and it can also put her in a bad mood. Trust me, I know, I'm a woman. Okay, I know. Okay, so I just want everyone to realize that a lot of the disagreements that you're having with loved ones or people in your life stem from a much deeper thing than what's on the surface. There's so much that goes on, and most of us do not have the book or guidance in how to deal with our own emotions. So naturally, a lot of times we take out our emotions on the people that are closest to us, which is going to be our family members and our husbands or wives. In turn, those people are going to think that it's their fault. It's somehow their fault that you're unhappy, or they're making you unhappy or making you angry. And a lot of times it's within us. We have to reevaluate ourselves and ask ourselves, why am I so unhappy? Because if you don't, you're gonna make your loved ones feel guilty, and you're gonna make them feel like that there's something wrong with them and that they're making you unhappy, when it's something that you have to deal with within yourself. You know, because I mean, the last thing I would ever want to do is like make any of my loved ones or family members or anything like that feel like they're terrible, or I hate them, or they are disappointing me, when I am probably battling demons in my own head with something else, whether it be weight gain, career choices that didn't work out, something that I'm disappointed about, or something that happened to me in the past that I can't get over. So please be careful with who you are taking your anger out on, and let's really get into the root of what's our real issues and problems are that we're having with ourselves, because we battle a lot. Let's be honest. The biggest battle that you will have in your life is the battle that is going on inside of your head. And that battle that's going on inside of your head, sometimes it seeps out into your loved ones and people in your life that are closest to you. So be aware of that, and don't make anyone else feel bad around you, because it could possibly have long-term effects on them if they disappoint you. Just be honest. And if you find yourself taking your anger out on someone else and you think about it later, apologize and move on, because that one apology could change their entire life and make them feel so much better. So, that was a long one. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I know that a lot of people are usually at home right now. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be homeschooling their kids, stuck in the house, and you know, we can't really do much. It's 2020, but we're trying to make it through. And I want to do a lot of these topics, because I think that our mental health is so important. And also, I'm going to make a Patreon page at some point, because I want you guys to be able to contact me if you have any questions or any issues that you're going through in your life, relationships or non-relationships, that you guys can just contact me and I'll give you my opinion on your situation specifically. So thank you guys for watching this video, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you. Bye-bye.